Hey, Daily Dosers, Chris here on a Monday. Thanks for giving us under 5 minutes of your time, probably 4 minutes and 59 seconds, though. I want to take you back to what we hit this weekend. Oh, look, I know a lot of you watch Daily Dose. You don't go to North Coast. That's fine. We love that you're watching this. But if there is one message only from North Coast you ever need to hear, it is the one we just did this weekend. It is what changes Christianity completely upside down. It was my plea for all of us to stop loving God, stop trying to make ourselves better, and stop loving others. It is a recipe for disaster. And I know you're saying, there's verses about that. Watch the message. Today is an exercise in where we left off this weekend. How do I practice the presence of God? Can I remind you, John was writing 1 John chapter 4, 7 through 21. Twice he says, this is love, not that we love God, but that we come to understand how much he loved us first, how much he sacrificed us, what he gave for us first, and then we know and rely on that love that is in us. And this is probably the thing that changed my Christianity more than almost any other thing. I stopped trying to be a Christian, doing Christianity, be committed to God, trying to love God. And I just allowed this love of God to wash over me. When I took that understanding, combined it with Psalms 139, maybe too much reading for a daily dose, just catch the big picture of it. David writes, O Lord, you have searched me. You know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You know my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, you know it completely, O Lord. Now this sounds like a recipe for disaster, if you ask me. This is what church people kind of told me. Boys and girls, look, listen. God knows everything you're doing, everything you're thinking, every place you're going, everything you're looking at. And I'm like, oh, God, yep. Welcome to the guilt and shame and conviction of church. But David's not setting us up for that. This is what blew me away. He said, you hem me in behind and before. You've laid your hands upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me, so lofty to obtain. So either two things I've got. I've got a perfect guy who loves that God knows how perfect he is, or I got a guy that understands something I don't about God. Now, if you read the story of David, you realize he's far from perfect. He makes all of us look pretty dang good. So how does he say this is incredible, God, that you know everything I've ever done? Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I go to the heavens, you're there. If I make my bed in the depths, you are there. If I rise on the wings of the dawn, east. If I sail on the far side of the sea, that was west. Even there your hands will guide me. Your right hand will hold me fast. Look at verse 13. For, or because you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in that secret place, when I was woven together in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. How precious to me are your thoughts, O God. How vast is the sum of them. Were I to count them, they would outnumber the grains of sand. And when I awake, I am still with you. People, it took me 23 years of Christianity to process this. I saw how God felt about me through my life, what I deserved and what I earned and what I was doing. David says there's a God that knows everything, every thought, every motive, every decision, every time I stand, sit, walk in, walk out, and this is amazing. And I'm like, how is that amazing? Because still, I can't escape you. I can't escape your eyes. I can't escape your hands that hold me and guide me because you made me. You knit me together. I am yours, and your works are fearful and wonderful, and your thoughts of me outnumber the grain of sands on the seashore. What I put together for us this past weekend, this is love. Not that we try to love a God out there somewhere, but we understand how much he loved us first. May today be a day you take Psalm 139 and realize this is Christianity, not what you have done and deserved, but how much God has loved you and given you grace that you couldn't have earned, mercy so you'll never get what you earned, forgiveness, and how much he sacrificed for you. It's one thing to know it. It's another thing to accept it and walk in that love until that love resides in you and works through you. There's your homework for this week, folks. See you tomorrow.